never imagined that one ordinary trip would shatter my entire life. It all began when my wife Lisa mentioned she was going away for a week with her former boyfriend Brian. She smiled and said not to worry, a smile I had always trusted. I forced myself to respond with a simple, okay, have fun, without realizing that those words would open the door to the darkest chapter of my marriage. We had been married 8 years, and I always thought our foundation was honesty. Like any couple, we had disagreements, but I believe we'd moved beyond secrets. Lisa had told me Brian was part of her past, a college romance long over. He was a kind of man who drew people in effortlessly. Confident, fun, magnetic. Despite a nagging voice in my mind telling me this wasn't normal, I brushed it off as paranoia. The night before her departure, she packed with excitement, checking and rechecking her things, laughing at herself while I sat pretending to watch TV. Inside, unease twisted in me, but I kept telling myself she would never do anything to hurt me. The next morning, she kissed me quickly, whispered, "Don't worry," and left. I watched her taxi pull away, the uneasy silence filling the house. Minutes later, my phone buzzed. At first, I ignored it. Then more alerts followed. Dozens of messages, photos, and videos from numbers I didn't recognize. My hands shook as I opened them. What I saw made my stomach sink. Images of Lisa and Brian together, holding hands, laughing at a cafe, dancing at a club, exchanging intimate messages. The reality hit me like a punch. This trip wasn't about nostalgia. It was a carefully planned betrayal. I sat frozen, trying to convince myself it was a cruel prank. But the evidence was undeniable. Each message confirmed what my instincts had been warning me all along. Memories of her late-night texts, excuses about old friends, and half-truths I had brushed aside came flooding back. I had ignored the signs, but now the truth was staring me in the face. By midday, I called her straight to voicemail. I left measured message. I know. Call me? Nothing. I tried again, texted, even attempted reaching Brian. Silence. As hours passed, others began contacting me, friends, family, even people from her workplace. They had seen or heard enough to know what was happening. The humiliation spread beyond my home, and suddenly, it wasn't just a private heartbreak. It was public. That evening, I forced myself to think clearly. Anger burned, but beneath it was a desperate need for answers. Why would she risk everything? How could someone I trusted so deeply betray me this way by then? I knew my marriage had changed forever, but I needed to hear from her own lips. When Lisa finally returned, her usual smile greeted me, but her eyes gave nothing away. I stood silently, phone in hand, the evidence between us like a barrier. She noticed. "Why are you looking at me like that?" she asked, her voice tight. I showed her the photos and messages. Her face drained to color, shifting from shock to shame to anger. She muttered weakly that she had only wanted to see him as a friend. But I wasn't fooled. I had pieced it all together. It wasn't innocent. It was intentional. Taking a deep breath, I said quietly, "I trusted you. You were supposed to be my partner, and you threw it away." The silence that followed said more than any argument ever could. In that moment, I understood something final. One's trust is broken. There's no way back. Forgiveness wouldn't heal this, and staying would only destroy me further. Calmly, I packed my essentials. She stood there, stunned as I walked out. Stepping into night, I felt a storm of emotions, sorrow, anger, and strangely, a sense of freedom. Betrayal is a brutal teacher, but it leaves you with one truth.